from the Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you into the kitchen once again this evening, where it's been a busy day making infused oils, and now it's time to make some salve. And tonight we're going to be making Usnea Salve. Yes, good, beautiful Usnea infused oil, olive oil. Um, Excellent for staph infections on the skin. Now, this is for external use. For staph infections, wounds, scrapes, cuts, bug bites, you name it. Skin irritations, skin infections. It's good for it all. So, let's get busy having some fun. Let me adjust this camera and we're fixing to have fun. Now, I will give the recipe in the description box for a single batch. I'm going to make a triple batch of Usnea Salve. So what I'm going to do is I've got an electric scale here. I'm going to put my measuring cup on here. I'm going to zero the cup out. Or at least I'm going to try to zero the cup out. There we go. Now, I'm making a triple batch. Now, a single batch is what most people will need to make. I sell my salves. So, a single batch will be 1 ounce of yellow, all-natural beeswax. Try not to use the white beeswax because it's been bleached. And that's why it's better to use the all-natural beeswax. Now, for 1 batch of salve, you're going to want 1 ounce of beeswax. I am making a triple batch. There's 1 ounce. I'm going to be going for 3 ounces. And if you want to, you can always, I do just a little extra, just for good measure. Just a tiny bit more. There we go. Okay, this is for a triple batch. So, and of course, make sure that all your utensils are clean and sanitized, as well as your hands are washed really good. And you want to make sure you get all the beeswax out of there. So, I'm done measuring. Okay. Now, since I'm making a triple batch and I'm using liquid vitamin E oil, this is 100% pure, natural, organic, soy-free vitamin E oil. It's made out of sunflower seeds. And I'm going to want a half a teaspoon. And if you don't have this, you can cut open 2 of the strongest vitamin E oil gel caps that you can get. Squeeze out the vitamin E oil out of the gel cap and throw the gel cap away. And of course, I will make sure all of that gets into the bowl, because this is a natural preservative. This helps your salves to last longer, have a longer shelf life. Yes, I know I already have vitamin E oil in my Usnea oil, but it never hurts to have more because it's good for your skin as well. Now, if you're making a single batch, that's going to be 1 ounce of beeswax, a quarter of a teaspoon of liquid vitamin E oil, or 2 very strong vitamin E gel caps. Now, single batch will have 1 cup of oil, your infused oil. I'm doing, remember, a triple batch. So I'm going to need 3 cups. Oh, it has such beautiful color to it. And I'm going to need 1 more cup, because this is a 2-cup measuring cup. Okay. I need to get a spatula because I always forget one thing. Because I like to make sure all the oil is used. Okay, now I don't have a smaller double boiler, so I'm going to make an impromptu one. You need to make sure that you have a bowl that is heat proof. You want to make sure it's heat proof or it will crack and explode on you. Or you can use a metal bowl. I have some water in this pan. I'm probably going to have to add more. Yep, I'm going to have to add a little bit more. I'll do that when I head over to the stove. You do not want any water to get into your salve. So make sure that your bowl has plenty of room above the stove. You can, or above the bottom pot. Now, if you have 2 pots, like one this size, one just a little bit smaller, you can do that. Do it with a pot. And you're going to want a whisk, and you're going to want to whisk as it's heating. And once all of the beeswax pellets are melted, or if you have blocks, just use a box grater and grate your beeswax up. Once this is all melted and incorporated, I will bring you back. I have my stove eye on medium. You don't want to just boil it. You want it to just lightly simmer because you don't want it to get overheated. So I will bring you back while I'm doing this. I'm going to be setting up my tins, getting ready to pour the salve into them. I'll see you back here in a bit. Okay, now just remember your salve mix is going to be very hot. And make sure that all your beeswax is melted, and there might be steam that gathers on the side of your bowl. Make sure you wipe that off so it doesn't get into the salve. I keep my bowl in the hot water so that it will stay liquid. Now I usually put out more tins than I'm going to use because it's easier than running out. And I fill my tins up because I want my customers to be happy. Now, a lot of people put their tins on the scales to make sure that they only put 2 ounces in. They're 2 ounce tins, so I just fill them up. If you know you don't have enough salve to fill the next tin up, don't. Just wait, fill your cup back up. It's a beautiful sight to be able to make salve again. And you want to pour as slow as you can. Not, ungodly slow, but you want slow enough so you don't get any air bubbles. Also, I forgot to mention this is also antimicrobial and antifungal. So this can also be used for athletes' foot and ringworm as well. And I'm going to have a little bit left to put a small tin in our medicine cabinet. And as you can see, it cools down fast. Waste nothing if possible. Move this back over there. I'll make sure I leave nothing in the bowl if possible. And this will go into the tin that I'm keeping for us. Be very careful because that tin is going to be very, very warm. Okay, do not move your tins. Please do not put them in the refrigerator to cool down because it will cause them to sink in the center And plus, there's moisture in your refrigerator, or if you attempt to try to put it in the freezer, don't. Let them cool down naturally to room temperature. That way they will harden, they won't sink in the center, and you'll have a beautiful salve. I will bring you back as soon as they have hardened. They're not going to be extremely hard, but they're going to solidify. And if you notice, they're a little lighter looking, and it's because of the beeswax. So don't worry if you got a really dark infused oil, it's going to lighten up some because of the beeswax. And as they cool, they're going to get cloudy, and that's the beeswax doing its job. So do not worry. I'll bring you back here after a while. Welcome back, everyone. I have 15 beautiful Usnea salves made. Now, I forgot to mention, do not put your lids on until they are completely cooled and set. You can see that it is set, it's not going anywhere, and the bottom of the tin is cold. It'll be cold to the touch. Cool, cold, and I have a little tin to go into our medicine cabinet, which I will write on it Usnea Salve. Now, the reason why you wait until they're absolutely cooled down before you put your lid on is you do not want condensation of it cooling down to happen on top of your lid, because that will cause mold and mildew. You do not want that to happen to your salve. These are ready to, I'm going to put the tops on them after a while, and I've got labels to put on them, and everyone is ready for sale. They are $8 a tin plus shipping. So, simple, easy, homemade. You can do this. Infused, Usnea infused olive oil, beeswax, and vitamin E oil. Which, if you don't want to use the vitamin E oil, you need to use it because it's a preservative and it makes the shelf life of your salve. It makes it last longer. And as long as you keep it in a dark, cool place, your salve will be good for 3 years or better. Just keep an eye on it after 2 years, but 3 years or better because it's preserved. I hope this encourages y'all to make your own salves. It's not hard to do, it's simple, it's easy, and Usnea is an amazing powerhouse when it comes to healing. And I'm going to be teaching y'all also, I'll be doing another video later on about using Usnea and a couple of other oils mixed together to make a compound salve. But for now, I am just happy as can be with how this has turned out. They are absolutely beautiful. And of course, like I said, they will lighten down in color because of the beeswax. That's all. Do not worry, your salve is fine. Simple, easy, homemade, and you can heal your own self. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Please continue to stock up your pantries with food that will nourish and sustain you. Medicinals that will heal you. Protection of all kinds, as well as the bare essentials to survive on. Everyone, take care, stay safe and sound. Love y'all, and I'll see you soon. Hoot hoot.